Tidings, podcast adventurers. We are the three body narrative, and we will be your cosmic captains on this journey today. Please keep your vibes inside the vehicle at all times. Well, who are we? Well, we are here to discuss everything pop culture, uh, movies, TV shows, games, you name it. And for today's episode, we're going to be discussing that stoner film comedy? No. It's Pizza Movie, everybody. And, well, what is the movie all about? Well, it follows two college roommates whose night takes a quite a chaotic turn after a strange decision, sending them all on a wild, unpredictable journey through increasingly bizarre situations as they try to make sense of it all. Well, let's see if we can try to make sense of it. And we will start with our ratings for the movie. And who's going to be the first one to take the mint?
Think I'll go because clearly I didn't make any sense of this movie. Yeah, I really didn't. It was a struggle to kind of get through this movie. There was a lot happening, but not in a good way. Didn't really enjoy it a whole lot, and so I'm going to rate it. I'm struggling to give it even a half, but just because there was something done to call it a movie, let's give it a half a star. But yeah, to me, it was a really what would you call it? Underwhelming sort of movie. I mean, okay, there were some actors of probably note because you've seen them in other stuff, but yeah, besides that, I didn't really enjoy the story per se. The whole flow of the movie was something that was just off for me, and so yeah, not a whole lot to say about it, to be honest.
Okay. All right.
I'll go next. I'll keep it
Why?
very.
No, what are you? You
No,
taking the
no.
wrong mint? Are we doing the wrong
Sorry.
stages?
Like,
What the fuck?
I think I just took one of the mints then perhaps.
Yeah,
all
like
over the place.
like the wrong stage here. Wait for your turn.
Can we skip one of the stages? I mean, all the stages rather. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Carry on.
Okay, so I am going to give this movie a 1 out of 5. And I mean, okay, so the only reason I'm giving it 1 is because I think the whole idea was just to make a very nonsensical stoner movie, and maybe they succeeded in that. But I think of all the movies we've done, and we've done like I think 50 odd reviews, right? This is the first movie genuinely where I felt it very difficult to get through. Like, even in the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh God, why have we to do this now? And I wish Thrash had come a day or two earlier, because then I could have watched that and maybe that would have been a lot better because I love a shark movie. But um, yeah, it's honestly, even though I know the idea is to make this really classic stoner movie, and maybe it attracts a certain demographic, a certain audience. I am not that audience at all. I found even for a stoner comedy, it to be very, very bad. Uh, it was just nonsensical. I had to. I wish I could just leave it in the background and watch it, but because of this review, I had to keep going back to understand what the hell was happening. Yeah, but it was a really tough watch. Acting was bizarre. The plot was bizarre. It tried to be meta. It tried to have. There were a lot of, I think, also references to very important movie or other pop culture media, right? And I'm forgetting which ones because it is such a forgettable movie. But yeah, it just feels like this is something that the three of us would have come about and tried to make as a sort of home film, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we won't be doing it as drugs, but all I'm trying to say is that this felt so bizarre that it's something that we would have written down and directed. It felt like something that, honestly, what was the point of it? but again, I'm not the demographic for this. There might be people who do like it, but yeah, I'm giving it a 1 just because of that. And also quickly, I kind of did like the concept of this whole thing revolving around just having to go down a couple of stairs, a flight of stairs, just to get a pizza. So I like that concept, and it could have been a fun concept to kind of, like, that's the mission, right? To go down and get pizza, and whatever the stages are, was a fun sort of idea, but the execution was just way too bizarre. Even as a stoner movie, I felt like, oh, this is way too bad. Now it's your turn.
Cool. Man, definitely not the crowd for this movie. I think I was hoping at least the comedy bits would kind of land at some point. Whoosh! I don't know. It just took off, and I could never like get on that whatever they were on for sure. Uh, I like the premise of it just being about going to get that pizza. But that's where it stops, to be honest. Uh, I just like I don't know which other movies to compare it with to kind of understand how they fare in terms of stoner movies. I don't know if I've ever liked any of the stoner movies, but I'm guessing if you have like Dude, Where's My Car, and if those classify as one of those, then yeah, I mean I've had a really good time watching Dude, Where's My Car, like those kind of movies, right? Like and obviously like even comedies like what is that? I mean, they're not stoned all the time, but there is quite a bit of it when they're
Well,
stoned, which is
Pineapple
seven
Express.
that 70s. Oh yeah, even like those kind of movies. Yeah, I've like the comedy is there, and I've enjoyed that bit of it at least. But here, I mean, again, like I was never looking for the story in this because I mean I figured what it was. I also tried dodging this movie I think at the 11th hour, trying to see if we could run an old switcheroo here. But unfortunately, you had already watched it, and there was no way getting around it. I wish you would have spared us it, but you didn't. But nonetheless, I would give this zero point 0.5, I guess, out of 5. Uh, yeah, there's not much that I can kind of go out to bat for this movie for. Like, I mean, maybe like you said, there is a crowd for this, but I'm certainly not part of that crowd.
All right. I mean, we gave it a go. It's definitely, you try things for the first time, I suppose. And this is a good lesson to be learned. But yes, I watched it, and then the moment you tried to push us to watch another thing, I was like, no. If you've not watched it, you put me through that hell. There's no way. There's no way I'm going to be the only one subject to that. So yeah, I was not letting you off the hook on that. So I guess that now that we're done with our ratings, we probably try and see what we can dissect from this movie, and let's probably talk about, I guess, the 6 stages and which ones we felt were
Your
six,
favorite?
7. Yeah, I guess which ones were actually quite fun and which ones were downright just bizarre and creepy, right? For me personally, I kind of did have a slight chuckle when it was not VR1 but VR Juan.
One, yeah.
That was the only point where I was like, huh, funny. Right. Okay. And they just became what, a Puerto Rican guy or something. So it was just
Yeah.
hilarious that they just became this person, but in fact they were three people trying to figure their way out of things. Um, but yeah, otherwise, I thought some of the other ones were bizarre. The don't what is it? You can't handle the truth.
Make
Nothing
the
but the truth.
Nothing but the truth. Yeah, we've written it down, but still I forgot. But yeah, I love the fact that even before recording, we were like, let's list it, and we spoke about it thrice, and I still forgot about it. Yes, so nothing but the truth. Those stories were bizarre as anything.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And also, if you're carrying that in a purse, wouldn't it like stink up the entire place? Like, how have people not been able to? What other smells have been going around in that college for you to not notice that you're carrying that in your purse? So
He was carrying it in a Ziploc bag, so maybe
yeah,
I
so
don't know.
it's as long as it's not one of those, the samples that they give you for in hospitals, which are
Uh,
essentially completely, you know,
Airtight.
airtight and all that. If you're not doing it in that, then I'm sorry, but it's not going to help. Yeah, I'm glad at least she put it in a Ziploc bag and not in the purse directly. So yeah, obviously that helps. But no, it was bizarre. I don't understand. Like even the whole thing of the football team and those guys farting on their faces, all of that. Like it just almost I almost felt ill watching it. I seriously was like, oh, my stomach does not feel good. Um, so yeah, I think that was pretty bad. I felt no bad words to be really, really irritating after a point.
Yeah. Like the initial bit was like okay, amusing, but then like it just became repetitive because they were just jumping on the same joke kind of thing over and over again. Like, okay, yeah.
What was the baby make the baby like it? I don't understand the play. What was the play all about?
about making the baby like it. Like what?
No, but like, what is the tree and that creepy looking thing and hitting them in
Yeah.
the chest? So I mean, at times like those, it was like when you're in a writing room and you're writing something, right? So obviously, either you're high writing it,
Hmm.
right, and then that probably makes sense. But otherwise, like, what kind of sense, like humor or comedic sense, do you have to think that is hilarious? Unless they're taking it from real life, maybe they went through that phase.
I'm guessing it's that in the sense that I'm guessing people who've gone through it maybe experienced something similar, and maybe they've kind of discussed this with other people and found some sort of similarities in the stories or the kind of experiences they have, and that's where they're deriving it from. Um, because I mean, obviously, we have different kind of drugs, and this is like a obviously to do with hallucinations. Uh, I'm guessing that's where this stems from because otherwise it just like why that specific thing of having a baby there of all things and then trying to do things bizarre things uh to make it like it. uh, I don't know, like I mean it's hard to comprehend what the exact goal is with regards to that specific phase. But I guess, like you said, it's possibly something that they've experienced. Maybe no, if not them, then maybe like people who
They're
actually,
yeah, they're in touch with. They're like, yeah, hey,
yeah.
so tell me about this experience that you had. They're like, oh, I had to make a baby like it. Like, ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds interesting.
What is that about? Yeah,
I have no idea.
sounds so wrong, by the way.
I know. I have to make
What?
wait, but come on, that at least is less bizarre than what we actually got to see on the screen.
That
What
is true.
exactly? What exactly is less bizarre though?
I don't know, whatever I said, I suppose.
Okay, okay, cool. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so again, those were my sort of reactions or thoughts on some of the six stages. Which one were yours?
yeah, I'm just trying to think which phase did I kind of be okay. Like the VR one thing, I was hoping that it wouldn't be Juan throughout, and I wanted to understand what their actual situation looked like. So I'm glad they kind of showed that bit. Uh, I wouldn't say it was like very funny. Some of the things were kind of fun to see in those moments, I suppose. Other than that, that switcheroo thing was so weird. It was like, especially the butterfly uh thing,
Yeah,
the vision.
also, why would you hire, or why would Daniel Radcliffe want to be the butterfly? I have no idea.
Really? Oh my god! Like, I didn't even know. I just okay, cool.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
until I saw the credits, but I was like, what the hell? Like, why?
Kudos to you. I didn't have the patience to sit through that. I was like, oh my god, finally this is over. Like, I
Yeah.
was so done with this movie even before it was done. But yeah. Which phase? So switcheroo was it? Definitely not the truth thing for sure. I can't. What other levels were there?
Flashbacks was okay. I mean, to see the magician, but I
Yeah.
didn't really care much though. But yeah, the magician thing did help them in the end.
I can only think of the switcheroo, I suppose, as. But even that wasn't really that great, to be honest. It was.
That entire the um nothing but the truth phase brought about one of the most scarring images that we will ever see, which is that guy dressed up as the Grinch, as a baby Grinch, or a Grinch with the
Thank God I don't recall that. So
what?
it's
No,
out of my memory.
the
No,
very
no,
old
I got
R.
it where he gets to this thing and he's like, I also want to share my story and stuff like that. I got that bit. I just can't recall that picture, and perhaps for good reason, maybe. Maybe my mind just like completely blocked it out or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I only remember just the face of the Grinch costume that he was wearing. I was like, interesting that way. Uh, I would have loved
Yeah,
to
I think
see.
the switcheroo bit where, although I did expect it to be the case where it's like her friends will probably come and he'll kind of like start probably boasting himself up or some shit like that. And he does that kind of a thing. So it's like, okay, cool. Even the part where like self criticism kind of a thing, sabotaging the other person while you're in their body or whatever stuff like that. So that was okay. I mean, kind of a thing. But yeah, I guess switcheroo, perhaps if not, we are one is the face that I would say was least blah for me.
Cool. So, Aaron, your favorite and least favorite parts of or stage of this hallucinogenic journey that they went through?
I think all were equally bad. If I'm going to say what is my least favorite, uh, if anything that was kind of okay, I would say was the Via one, only because I guess to some extent they kind of gave you what was happening while they were hallucinating as well. So at least that made it kind of interesting. Uh, I mean, it wasn't believable in the end because you would be like, how the hell are they fighting all those people? But at least it made it a little bit intriguing just because it showed you what they were actually doing while they were hallucinating. So that was pretty, I won't even say pretty neat, but it was just something that kind of, okay, that's where you were going with it, kind of thing.
That's the only reason I gave this a 0.5.
Yeah.
I guess let's talk about the friendship aspect of the 2 to 3 characters that they had.
Mm.
And I mean, it was obviously they were roommates. It's the sort of buddy comedy friendship that they had with two maybe distinct personalities in
Yeah,
some ways.
I guess two misfit characters in that university, like besides the two of them, I don't think anyone else cared for them much. maybe the third character initially, and then she also kind of moved on for a bit. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think the other one was actually kind of like in his zone with the rest of the university until the incident. I suppose it's a small incident, but I think it was like that incident that kind of like changes everything for him, because he feels like he's on upward trajectory in terms of where he wants to be uh, during his university years, but it all goes for a toss with that one bad decision or whatever you want to call it, kind of a thing.
Which also I thought was maybe the next highest point after VR1, when I was like, oh, this is a hilarious prank that went obviously very, very wrong, right? And yeah.
The professor thing, yeah.
Yeah. So 0.5 for one, 0.5 for this prank. And I'm like, that's my one mark for 1 star.
You're being quite generous, but okay.
Yeah. So it is. I mean, for me, I didn't mind the friendship per se, and I kind of knew where it was coming to, especially when they were talking about signing up for the next year dorms, right? I knew that they were going to kind of have this conversation where they wanted their personal spaces, and fair play. I think that's fine to have. I wish we saw a little more about that other hall, Griff Hall, or whatever that other campus is,
Yeah.
which was very, very
4 hours
far
away or yeah.
4 hours away from, and it's a satellite campus. By the way, when they were discussing about what happens to the people there, I don't know if you noticed the tune of the song that they were singing.
Yeah, Casterly Rock, right?
Reigns of Castamere, right? So I was like, oh, interesting choice of tune and this thing. But uh, I'm trying to think. There was one more very famous movie reference that they made, but I can't for the life of me think about what it was. Unless you guys, there's a really famous pop culture reference, but I can't think of which one it was. I think it had to do something to do with the RAs, right?
Okay.
But I can't remember which part of that it was. And I don't know, maybe I'll put it up maybe on during the final video in words saying it was this one. I'll go check it out quickly, and I'm not watching the whole movie again. I'll just go skip through it quickly and see which movie reference it was. But yeah, let's probably talk about the RAs and what, and I suppose the sort of villainous role that they were playing in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
So over dramatic, the whole concept, obviously like in line with the movie in terms of what they're trying to achieve, definitely. But this concept of the most evil thing they can do is send them off to the campus so far away, and I don't know, like, I mean, there's no reasoning behind it, but I was just thinking like, oh, as if all the requests go in simultaneously in like 1 second or a couple seconds, like they wouldn't figure something is off with so many requests coming in one go, kind of a thing. It would be easy to say it's some sort of glitch and get out of it, kind of thing. But I mean, obviously it's not that kind of movie where you can reason with it. The RAs, I mean, it's just weird. The two main characters you see off of it is obviously the head of the RA, and then the other guy who's just joined fairly recently. Both were like, I mean, the fairly recently guy was like weird to say the least, and the head was so like, I think they were like, I don't know whose vibe I was getting when I kept looking at his acting, but I'm sure I've watched like one of those old 90 movies or something like that, and not like the good ones, but like some sort of weird funny. What do you say? I won't say like Austin Powers, not definitely not one of those villains, but I was getting a vibe from those 90s comedy movie villains kind of a thing. So I think he was trying to work that into his style. But again, like the dialogues that were given to him were not great. I mean, mm, I just thought maybe given a better script, the guy could do a good job. Maybe it just looked that way to me. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I was again like that whole RA thing. The way they're like mobilizing and all of that was just like way too over the top. uh, yeah, I don't know. Again, like I think you have to be in that environment to kind of know how it works, because I've not one lived in a dorm, but also like I don't think it's the same here where we are as opposed to how it is in America. So the experience would probably be very different.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're in that system and you've experienced that, then you kind of relate to it better. But in my case, of what I have probably seen also, I there's no, like I couldn't find any sort of relativity in there. Like I just couldn't relate whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like, I mean, they were. It's good to have them as villains because that they are technically the bad guys for
Yeah.
anyone who lives in a dorm and who wants likes the party lifestyle. They're the ones who keep you in check, it's nice to have that. But again, like you said, I mean, this entire movie probably, I don't know whether I made a mistake of. I don't know if I came into this or should have come into this movie with zero, with like I should not have any thoughts or any expectations. Like you should just
You
come into this movie just with like a blank slate and just watch it for what it is and not think that, like, know that
you
it's a nonsensical movie.
you needed to come into this movie with a mint and first with a slice of pizza and then a mint in your
Yeah,
system. Probably then it's kind of like whoa, this is funny kind of a thing. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's just so I guess with the RAs, I didn't mind it. So I did kind of I finally thought back to what that other movie culture is, and it was, I think there was that point where the RA comes into this guy's room who was microwaving mac and cheese, right?
Hmm.
And he hides the device under or in the fridge or whatever, right? And he has this very like direct conversation with him, the
Yeah.
RA head. So that's from Inglorious Bastards, if you've ever watched it. So that's the other thing where I was like, ah, okay, that's an interesting way of playing it. But yeah, so honestly, like it was over the top after a while with the whole point of like I'm going to beat what is it? I'm going to kill you or I'm going to beat you to death or something like that. He says, and
Towards
he
the end, it's I'm gonna beat you to death, I suppose. Before that, the kill you was just supposed to be metaphorical or something like that. I don't know.
he's like I can't tell you, I can't be like I'm going to send you to Grok Hall or whatever. So I have to say that, yeah. Um,
Oh, you remember the name? Congratulations, Grok Hall.
yeah. So that was again. I just quickly Googled it and said,
Oh,
what
okay.
was it? Yeah, otherwise I think I said Griff Hall or something like that before.
Yeah, Griff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
when you said Griff, I was thinking maybe Griffin Hall or Griffin Hall. And I was like, no, that doesn't sound right.
so it's Grok Hall. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's yes, that was something that was weird. What did you guys make of that? I guess meta scene where he has one too many mints and he is transported to what is the writer's room, I guess, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I,
I mean, honestly, it couldn't make much of it. Just like, again, a very needless scene, to be honest. Like,
I was just trying to figure out who the directors were, or if I had seen these guys before somewhere, and I couldn't figure out. Even after seeing their name on the credits, I was like, I don't know. Like I don't know who those are. So yeah, like it was just weird, that entire scene. But I get it. Like it's like consuming multiple ones, and you see what it is for. So yeah, the concept is cool, but I don't think it's executed right, to be honest. Like in this, like I wasn't like whoa, taken aback of something to kind of look forward to. Like that was definitely not the turning moment, even if there was ever going to be one in this movie. Um, that wasn't it. Like
What did you guys make
I
of? What do you guys make of Snackatron 3000, the very emotional robo that?
The best actor in the movie.
Yeah.
yeah, I liked his resolve in trying to get up the stairs in whatever way possible, kind of a thing. I also liked his um, dive to get the pizza back in before it
So
kind of fell into the radioactive whatever stuff that was kept in a school, by the way, or college dorm, whatever. Like
toxic waste. Yeah.
toxic.
But honestly, like, so he didn't want to make the attempt before delivering like to deliver the pizza. He only had to make it because he
Review.
needed to get the
Confirm.
review. Yeah.
Yeah.
The satisfaction of getting a review
He
from.
needed closure.
Yeah. And so that was what drove him rather than him just delivering the pizza. He could have done this, you know, maybe minutes ago. Obviously, I think this takes place only like in what, 45
45
minutes?
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's also, I mean, kudos for the campus to allow like robos like this to come and deliver, your pizzas and stuff like that. I mean, I can't think of any of our colleges or schools that would have allowed something like that too.
We found a workaround, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We definitely did. Uh, yeah, I mean, and we gave him a review as well as we put our hand through the grate. We were able to get that. Yeah. So what? Yeah. So I guess I can hear myself. What stage of the podcast is this? Why am I able to hear myself?
Maybe
So
the
the thing is-
future you is having a flashback moment.
Fair. Okay. Yeah.
I was just wondering if you like in how we are one, you kind of see both ends of it, like what they're experiencing and what is actually happening. If you kind of did it across all stages, would it have been a little different? The only reason I this thing is like the part where it's like the cuss words thing, right? Where it's like they keep exploding. Yeah, but they kind of keep coming back and the same conversation keeps happening. So does that conversation happen at all, or it's still just all in they're still in the room and they're just thinking about it, kind of a thing? Like I don't understand that, because they are clearly trying to make progress to get from one place to another, but the timeline of it doesn't seem right, because it cannot be like they just keep going back and then come back and having the same conversation again, and with people who are actually normal and they not notice that something's going off. So I didn't understand how that would work.
The idea is
But yeah.
not to understand. The idea of the movie is to not understand any of
Oh, yeah,
this
of
and
course,
to
yeah.
yeah. But I think they were just in that when they come outside their dorm room, they were just standing there. My idea is that they were just standing there and they just imagined that they were going somewhere and then coming back. But I feel like they were just stood in time. They were just standing there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't maybe agree with the fact that if we had actually seen what was happening in reality versus this, because that would have doubled a lot of the movie time, which I didn't really want to. But at the other time, I'm like, oh, we're seeing this again. We're seeing this again. We're seeing this. Like too many stages to see both sides of things. So maybe a couple of parts where it genuinely was fun to see the other side, and We Are One was a the right stage maybe to show it. But yeah, I don't want to see what they were doing to try and make the baby like it, or I guess the well, come on, that can't be. That's the stage name. It's not my problem there, and I think the don't but and nothing but the truth was a genuine thing that they were. That is reality. It wasn't anything that they were dreaming there, right?
Yeah, they're just having honest conversation there. So
Exactly.
yeah,
So that was reality there. Switcheroo, I don't know how he sucked that entire shirt into his mouth. And
even the part where he's like, "I want nectar" and stuff, like his speech is flawless in terms of a butterfly who's taken possession of a human body. It's like insane how good he is at
Well, the
speaking
butterfly
about it.
was listening to his master when he like go back to your crate. He was actually flying back, so he was some next level butterfly. So
Yeah, that's true.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah. What was the butterfly's name? Something with L, but I forget what
was it L? Or something like E?
yeah. Huh?
Yeah, even I thought it was something from
E.
E. Or...
Let's go and
Yeah.
quickly see what the pizza movie tells us. What's the name of the butterfly? And the butterfly's name is, where is it? Oh, Lysander.
Oh.
Okay. No.
Lysander Featherhelm.
Oh, he had a second name also. Oh.
Yeah, apparently. That's what Wikipedia tells me, but I only
The
knew him
king
as
of
Lysander.
what? Some Ferracuse, what? Something he was.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had a title that was mentioned.
I didn't understand what happened. I thought he died, but then the fact that he got sucked into that air vent, I was like, oh, what the hell happened there? But it is what it is.
Yeah,
Anything else now that we've got to dissect from this movie?
not really. But I
What?
also was wondering, like, how did so obviously he didn't actually become a butterfly. So how did he know that the RA guys were coming to the dorm for the raid of the pajama party?
Yeah. I mean, this is all hallucinogenic, right? So yeah, you're right. Like this is all in his mind. So technically, they didn't switcheroo per se, unless
Yeah.
they
No,
did.
sorry, I didn't get that.
So this whole thing of switching bodies,
Yeah.
did it actually happen or was it in the brain?
Okay, that way. Yeah.
Because if it's in the brain, then he couldn't have known that the RAs were going to come and raid the pajama party.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But was that person a true chemical genius where they actually did? But again,
Mess
I
up.
think I don't know why we're reviewing that. I think the idea of this movie is to not make sense out
Again,
of.
like, how would that even work? So, are you switching bodies with people who have taken mint themselves? So, if that is the case,
So that
when did the
means
butterfly?
Lysander.
Yeah, when did he get a piece of that, bro? It's like, I was like, oh, this is
Yes.
fantastic.
It-
Like, why
yeah.
the specific butterfly of all things that are present in the room? I never understood that bit, but yeah, again,
Yeah.
like I figured they don't want you thinking too much, thinking at all in the during this movie. For sure,
Exactly.
forget about.
The amount of plot holes, there would be no movie, I guess.
Do you think Montgomery chose the right person to be with?
Yeah, I think that bit was like, I mean, the other one was quite scary to be honest. Like, it's just way too scary. Like,
Her
so much.
instrument was super cool.
Oh
though.
yeah. Damn it. Oh shit. Okay.
Wait, did she played what, the Dudley or something, right?
Dudley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I take it back. I think that was the funniest moment in the movie for me, where you actually, it's one thing hearing it, but it's another thing seeing it come into action, and like the guy like, oh, like, oh my god, yeah, cool, yeah. That probably scene was like gives, that's what gets it a 0.5 from me.
Fair, fair. Yeah, I guess then we got to see their worst nightmares. I think,
Oh
which
Yeah.
yeah,
was
we never got to that phase. Okay. Or
yeah.
we didn't discuss it at all. So both the Nightmares one was the earlier version, like for the girl, it's her past. For the guy, for Gaten's character, it's the future, and for the other guy, it's just a random rat king.
From the Nutcracker. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
random, but
yeah.
So when he said Rat King, I was like, oh, Last of Us 2? Then he said
yeah.
Nutcracker. I was like, oh,
Uh, yeah,
interesting.
even I thought like Rat King as in like Last of Us, or like I think they do say like in a rat's nest, like there is a Rat King, which is like a mangled version of a rat or some weird ass thing. So I thought it was something like that, which would have been gruesome. But then he said Nutcracker. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess those were their worst nightmares. Do you know what happens to the other two who did get the chainsaws rammed up?
They show the boyfriend, right? He's gone like all wonky and he's got like he's there, but he's not there. He I saw him for the first time, and I remembered this movie, Salman Khan's movie with Kareena Kapoor.
How did Pizza movie
Dude,
have a
it's from
Bollywood
that movie.
reference? How,
No, no.
how did you make a
क्योंकि
point?
which movie is that? क्योंकि इतना प्यार तुमको. The one where Jackie Shroff's character, sorry guys for the spoilers, drills a instrument into Salman Khan's brain and like just
Mm.
completely makes a chemo out of it and leaves him like he's alive but he's not alive kind of a thing.
What the fuck?
Literally, this I think it's called Kyunki, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong, but so that's what I was thinking of. Like he's there, but he's not there. Uh, he's just a character that's completely gone from this world. And, from
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, I
like
think it
mentally
is
he's not there.
Kyunki. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See, you guys we should watch Kyunki and review the movie Kyunki.
I'm down to watch. Yeah, I don't know, man, how much more really bad movies we can watch. But yeah,
I mean, you got us to watch this, so I think at this point, whatever you suggest looks like
Listen,
we have become
I
a
gave
sucker to it.
options of what was available, and I tried to dodge this movie at the 11th or when something else became available.
no.
But unfortunately, Pradyum had other plans for this weekend, so he decided to watch a little earlier, and we couldn't then dodge this.
Yeah, I'm not letting you off the hook for this. But
Even
okay.
if he didn't have plans, he was not letting you get away after the recommendation. There was no way.
I literally, I don't know what it was. Like, I didn't even watch the movie even then, but I just felt the moment I saw trash, I was like, maybe this might not be trash after all. Like, that's what my thought was after watching this. After watching this movie, probably that trash wouldn't seem like a trash at all.
The best thing about this movie was that it was only 1 hour 37 minutes. I was like,
Yeah.
thank
Oh,
That
God.
also felt such a long, long time, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
it
Yeah,
really felt it on.
I kept checking like, oh, how much more to go? How much more to go? Yeah, it
Oh my
was a
God.
mess.
Yeah.
Cool. So I guess that's all the time we've had for this episode, which I think we've given it enough time as well to
Yeah.
review for our review and rating. Probably don't want to spend too much time delving, not that there's anything more to do so. And I guess we will catch you all on our next episode. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a like, comment, whatever. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to our Instagram page as well. Follow us for more such reviews of games, TV shows, and movies. And we will catch you all on the next episode with hopefully a much better movie to review. Until then, see you.